in case you were, in case the other video I posted on how to sew this blouse you do not understand, or in case you have not seen the video yet, here is an opportunity for you to know and have a clue on how I was able to do that. And in case you do not understand the other one, I hope this helps you out, because this is very simple. So this is my blouse which I'm working with. This is my lace. So what I'm going to do is to place my lace on my already sewed blouse. I have a video on how to sew this. I have a video on how to pad this. It is exactly the same way I used to pad the other blouse that I was able to use to pad this. It is exactly the same way. So go ahead to watch the video on how to pad so you can get a result like this. So what you are going to do is to place it like this. Make sure you know the, okay, I'm coming. So make sure you have your midpoint for this your center front, so you can go ahead to notch it. You can go ahead to notch it to get your midpoint. I put these both sides together, meeting each other to get my midpoint. So what you are going to do is to place your lace, making sure that it is sitting on the midpoint and it is sitting right. So you can see this part which I have here. You can see this part that is longer. Take a look at this design. You can see this longer part. This is the part I'm going to put at my midpoint. When working with this blouse, you always have that midpoint edge that gives you the chance of putting it at the midpoint there. So you can see what I'm doing. You can see what I have here. So I have already gone ahead to cut out my neckline. So all I'm going to do is to place this my blouse on it. So just take a close look at what I'm doing right now. So I'll go ahead to arrange my fabric like this upper part. Now for you to have this shape go across this way, you need to bend this in, bend some excesses in for this other part. But before you do that, you should make sure this is sitting at the right center, which is the midpoint. So I'll go ahead to use my pin now to pin this down, making sure that this is in place. So when doing this kind of place, you are always watchful. You should always be watchful. All your designs should sit properly. That is very, very necessary for you to know when doing this. They should sit properly. So you can see this one now is running through this line. So I'm also going to arrange this one to run through that line. So I know that my arrangement is in place. So I know that my arrangement is in place because this is already at the midline there. So this is actually very easy to make, but you really need time for you to arrange it properly. You don't hasten your work when it comes to this blouse. You don't hasten it. You really need time to make it arrange, to arrange it very well. You really need time. You really need time. Just go ahead to arrange it like this. So I'm using my IQ to know how to place this both sides, making sure that this is equal. I don't want any side to don't hasten your work. Make sure you take your time to do this, as I told you. Good thing does not come easy. Good thing does not come easy. So take note of that. So you can see, for me to be able to put this at this other side, I need to put some excesses in. Not all your lace gives you this advantage. Not all the lace you work with give you this advantage. It depends on the lace you are working with. Like this lace which I'm working with right now. it gives me that advantage of making it like this. I'm able to fold it in like this with the main fabric. There are some that comes with big stones that does not give you that privilege to put it in, but you can still arrange it perfectly well without putting this in, but it won't come the way this one is lining up like this. So go ahead to fold here in so you can see what I'm doing. This is very easy to make, very easy. In case it has been giving you difficulties, I've been shaking my hands. What is going on? In case it has been giving you difficulties, I hope this helps you out. I hope it is very easy. In case you have been afraid of doing this, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. This is the solution you have been waiting for. In case you have been afraid, there's no big deal here. There's no big deal. Believe me. Just go ahead to use this process to do yours. So you can see what I'm doing. Oh, like you haven't been seeing. Let me see. What? You haven't been seeing what I'm doing. Sorry. I'm sorry. So you can see what I did. There's an excess here. I fold it in. Let me bring it out for you to understand. In case you did not see what I did here. You can see for this to come like this, I need to fold it in. So I went ahead to fold this in. So I will be able to bring this like this. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So that was how I was able to do this other part as well. Fold it in. So you can see what I have. You need a tailored pin for this to give you to save you from stress. You need tailored pin for this. But if you don't have it, you can still go ahead to do it the way I'm doing it. I'm not saying you will only use it. In case you don't have it, you can still go ahead. Just as you can see me doing, I don't have it also as well. I don't have it as well. So let me go ahead to pin it down. So this is this ge- I don't want to waste much of your time, so I went off camera to do some fixing. This is totally different from the other one which I made because of the designs of this lace. So I will take much of your time when doing this. So I decided to go off camera for me not to waste your time. So let me see if I'll be able to explain on what I was able to do, because you need time to put things in place. So if you take close look at this part here, you will see some excesses which I was able to tack in for my fabric this part to be straight. But if you take notes on the other video which I did on how to pad this, I was able to, this excesses that I tacked in here, I was able to parts to tack them in to this other side, and here was plain. But because of the designs which you work with, you really need to take your time to place things in order. And if you discover that there is any excesses of fabric, you try your best to make sure this part is straight. And if there's anything causing obstruction, like the net is if your net is tighter than your fabric, make sure you free any pins at that area and tack anyone that's, just bring them to make them look smooth. Don't make them to be tight. Then you tack anything in you want to tack in. You can tack at this side, you can come out at this side or this other side. If you take a close look at this side, you will see a little that I tacked in. I was able to bring out my design to be able to cover it a bit, for it not to show like there was something that went there. But indeed I tacked it. It won't be that obvious that I did something like that. So it is not easy when doing this blouse, but you really need to take your time to do it so you get a good work. So what I'm going to do now is to cut out my lace just like this to this end. So let me go out to cut my lace, then see what I can do after that. Okay, so as I said, I have done that, and what I want to do now is to use my needle. I have fixed my needle and thread. This will do a lot of work for me. So I have fixed my needle and thread. I'm still going to use my gum, my B7000 gum, to use to gum this. But what I want to do now, I want to show you with a pen on what I want to do now. So you can see where I have my pad right here. What you are going to do is to use your needle and thread and sew around this edge. At this edge like this, you sew around it up to this point and come again to this point. Then when sewing it, make sure this part is neat. I'm still going to show you on how to sew it. And at this point where you have this your stones here, you're still going to pass your thread, bring it down bit by bit to make sure you clip this your stones down, clip it down bit by bit, clip it down, take your thread around it. And at this down part also, you're still going to do same thing as what I just showed you. So I just want to give you a clue on how to understand on where and where to fix. So this is my thread and needle which I have here. So what I'm going to do now is to use my hand to feel where I want to tack. So you can see, let me see, start from here now. Let me start from this point like this. Okay, so now you can see how it looks like. A C. I was able to tack everything inside. So you can see how the inside looks and you can see the outside. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sew from this around this point. But before that, let me go ahead to pin all these points at this edge upper part here. So when I sew, it will be smooth at this up. It won't be rough. So I'll go ahead to pin this down. Relax. So I'll go ahead to put my gum to gum them before going ahead to sew. So this is what I'll be using for this one. You can also use this to gum this, and you can also use full gum, which I used for my previous video on how to pass this, on how to sew this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to place it here. So what I'm going to do now, I will go on to dry it before I go ahead to sew. So take it carefully and go and dry. So let me go ahead and dry this. The back which I have here now, and I have one side of my back being placed just like this. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to rule 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch, that is where I'm going to start my sewing of from this part. That's where in the face, baby. Baby. That's where. So on that 1.5 line, I am going to place my lace just like this, and I'm going to pin down because after holding this part with my lining for my zipper allowance, I will be left with 1 inch. And you know I took out 2 inches for my zipper allowance. So my zip is going to sit exactly at this line. Exactly after this 1.5 which I roll out. It's supposed to be 2 inches for my zipper allowance. So my zip is going to sit at this line. So let me go ahead to pin it down before I do anything. So you can see I have gone to arrange my back. You can see how it looks like. I did the same thing for it to fit without stretching or without rumpling. I went on to put this inside to make it relax. So you need time to do this, and patience. Patience is one of the things you need when doing this kind of blouse. So you can see this other part as well. I went ahead to do it as well, and you can see some lace that I put tucked in to make sure it relaxed and fits the shape, because our blouse is not straight. It has that shape kind of form. So when you sew it, you'll be able to relax because of your shape. So after this, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my needle and thread to do exactly the same way I did for the front bodies. So that's what I'm going to do for the back. Then I'm going to gum it as well with my B7000 after doing it with my needle and thread. Then I will go ahead to show you on what to do next. You can see what we have here. Is this not beautiful? Very, 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 very beautiful. I really love this blouse. It looks very sweet, very unique. Take a look at the back. You can see how it looks. Very smooth and nice. Just follow the process which I showed you. I bet you will get a nice work done like this. So let me show you the inside. Isn't it beautiful? Very nice. Everything is smooth and fine. This is very pretty. In my other video, I showed you on how to sew your inner sewing. I don't want to waste much of your time because I want to make this to show you things you were unable to see at the other one. The other video, there are some things which I did there that I did not show there because this is a different design. So all your designs come with their own difficulties on how to fix it. But if you follow the processes which I showed you on how to sew it, I bet you will get a nice job well done like this. So just stay tuned. Let me show you how the sleeve looks like, because I want to go ahead now to shoot a video on how to cut the Canadian sleeve. So just go ahead to watch in case I put it here. So let me go ahead to cut the sleeve and fix it and show you the finished work of it. Okay, so you can see what I have here. I have gone ahead to sew it down to this end, and I went on to pleat it at the side so it fits in. You can see this other side also. You can see how it looks like. So when you just go ahead to sew it on your sleeve, so you can see what it looks like. And I'm really pleased to have all of you as a viewer because you always want to learn new things. I really appreciate you. I wish you the best in all your endeavors, and I wish you what you wish yourself, and even those you forgot to wish yourself. I just want to say thank you for coming to this length. I really appreciate you. I say if you have not subscribed, please go ahead to click the subscribe button to subscribe, to push this channel for other people to also learn. Go ahead to share the video and give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Thank you once again. Stay safe and remain blessed as always.